Welcome to another episode of Sleazy Sports. And today I am joined by Menzi, James. Gentlemen, how are you guys doing?
What's
All
up?
good, bros. All good. How you guys been?
I know, can't
Chill.
complain, James.
Dude,
Chilling, chilling,
Yeah,
chilling, 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 man.
yeah, easy. Are you
Um,
watching the playoffs, Jimmy, or have you tapped out because your Lakers have been, you know, eliminated? To say the
nah, man.
yeah, yeah, go.
I'm watching with one eye open, bro. One eye open. Still very sour about how things planned out, but yeah, man, we're still there. We're still
I
watching. I
know.
mean, the Eastern Conference is not anything of a spectacle. Nothing great to watch, but I think Ant Edwards and Luca bring it on for the Western Conference. But yeah, we out here, we're watching, man.
Yeah. I think let's first start there, gents, because I mean that's pretty much the main topic of conversation at this present moment. It's the Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Finals. Um, I'll start off with today's game. I'm not sure if you guys watched the game, maybe seen extended highlights, but I'll start off with you, Menzi. What's your take from what you've seen from the Mavs and Timberwolves thus far? How do you think things will pan out?
I think it's gonna be Mavs winning. It
Hmm.
might be a gentleman's sweep, or it might be like a game 6 win. Yeah, that's my prediction. The Wolves are basically going through. But I predicted this. I said first time in the playoffs, the biggest test is stamina. If they're gonna start getting tired, the players are gonna start getting injured, and they're gonna collapse. Luca's been to the finals. Mavericks have been to the finals. Kyrie's a champion. They're gonna withstand it, obviously. So I think Dallas is gonna win.
Damn, Menzi dog, just like that, fam. You know, what am Jimmy? Are you still leaning towards the Timberwolves? Because I know you did mention on your end that you see them going through. Do you think maybe Menzies being a bit harsh?
Yeah, no, so I think I was very confused with the Timberwolves' game plan against the Mavs. So I think one of the things that they always say is that Tim Connolly essentially um, built the Timberwolves to beat the Nuggets. If you look
Yeah,
at the structure of how the Wolves are built, essentially, they were like a perfect matchup for the Nuggets. But coming into the Mavs series, it was like a bit of a mixed match. They don't really know what they were in for. If you ever look at how the Timberwolves played yesterday, I was confused if I was watching the Golden State Warriors or the Timberwolves. They chucked a whole bunch of threes last night. I mean, if you look at Ant-Man had like out of the 16 shots he had 12 those were threes. So I don't know what happened. I think their game plan just literally went out the wire, and they kind of like were winging it. If you saw Ant-Man in the fourth quarter, he was gassed, dog. He was finished. They were out
yeah,
rebounded. More points in the paint by the Mavs. I think there was a point where the Timberwolves were plus 30 on the three ball, and they were still only 1 point up. You know, all Luca
mm,
did was literally almost like a boxing match. Instead of like throwing the big punches, he just jabbed, bro. Jab, jab,
yeah,
jab. Pass the ball to Lively, dunk. Pass the ball to Gafford, dunk. And those were uncontested dunks the whole time. So I felt like the Timberwolves lost the game plan and they were playing like a completely different game. And I think they have to figure it out. So I'm not feeling as confident as I did for the Nuggets. I think everyone thought I was crazy when I was adamant that the Timberwolves, the way they can beat the Nuggets. But against the Mavs, I don't know. Look, it's a very long series, but from what I saw last night, we're very dysfunctional and all over the show. I don't know if the occasion is getting too big for them as well, but yeah, let's see how game two goes. Eh?
I know, indeed, and I mean, you guys mentioned a very important point. As you can see, your boy Anthony Edwards, he doesn't look the same. That aura, it's as if it's gone now. He
Mm.
has, of course, confessed that they're a little tired. And it's quite I kind of feel for them because at the end of the day, games are coming quick and fast. I mean, game 2 for the Celtics and the Pacers is gonna take place tomorrow morning. Then it's gonna be game 2 for them immediately after. So it's not like they're gonna get like a week's break. Like how in the Rugby World Cup the Springboks had like a week's break before they played the next match. It's games are coming in quick and fast, man, and it's I still believe that it is gonna be a bit tough. I say maybe it's gonna go to 6. I'm leaning towards the Cavs only because of experience and what I saw today. Because Luka was very poised, bro, especially in the clutch. Essentially, he ran the show in the fourth quarter. Like him and Kyrie have this thing of they tend to alternate, depending on who's got a hotter hand. And yeah, Luca was just running the show in the fourth quarter. The game was close as well, but yeah, I still believe that it's gonna be a long series, a series that's gonna be very entertaining, and hopefully it's not gonna disappoint. And of course, I'm not too sure if you guys watched the Celtics and Pacers game on your guys' end. I got to watch the fourth quarter as well as overtime. But do you guys think my team will win? I know, Jimmy, you've mentioned that you have your doubts, but Menzi still, he still gives me that bit of hope and that feeling that what the Celtics could just scrape it. Because at the end of the day, even if you scrape it, a chip is a chip. So I'll go with you, Jimmy. Do you think the Celtics have a chance this season?
What, a chance to win it all, or a chance versus the Pacers?
No. I'd say, of course. Okay, fine. Against the Pacers. Let me be humble. Let me not downplay the
Yeah,
Pacers.
you can't be too much in the future. I mean, in terms of what's
Yeah.
happening right now, I mean, there were worrying signs. I mean, I think they went up like what 12-0, like in the first like 2 or 3 minutes, and I think they just like lost the game plan essentially. Your boy JT was not in the game. I don't know if you saw Jalen Brown's post match, like immediate post match interview, where he said that. What did he say about JT? He said something about JT finally woke up in OT and made some shots. Basically because basically he hasn't been very efficient essentially this entire playoffs. I haven't really. I don't know, man. I see it as like all NBA, first team all NBA, right? And I've watched it in the playoffs. So I'm like, I don't see why he's there. There's been much better top 5 players than JT. So he has to show us why he's a top 5 player in the league. If they're gonna push it all the way through, never mind the Pacers. Now, if I have to like talk a little bit forward into the future, them winning the chip will depend on how JT plays. He has to be that star. I mean, we saw Shy. SGA was on one this whole look. They're out already, but I mean, you saw he came through. He gets called a free throw merchant, but if you saw like his free throws, is basically the last series was like 5 or 6 free throws a game. So he was really like putting it on. So I think JT, I don't know, man. It all lies on him. Your boy Derek White has been playing very, very well, very, very efficient. I don't know, when do you guys think KP is coming back, Porzingis? So I think he'll also be like a crucial piece in terms of this Pacers series as well as the NBA Finals if they do progress that far.
It's saving for the finals.
Yeah. When I Menzi, dog, on your end, did you get to check out that particular game? Yeah.
Celtics should win it. Like on paper, they're the team to win it, but wish you guys are wonky, bro. Wonky ass team. But you should win. On paper, you guys are the best team to win it. Even if Dallas makes it to if Wolves make it to the finals, it's literally it's bullying basically. You bully the team in your championship. So, but yeah, I think Celtics can beat Dallas. You guys have been there before. You have a champion on your team. Even you've got the same thing Dallas has, but just a more fluid team, I believe. So I think Celtics can win it, but you guys you can't let Pacers take you to like game 6, 7. That's gonna hurt you guys. You kind of have to gentlemen sweep the Pacers or sweep them ideally, so that you can just probably prepare for the finals. Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of disrespect to the Pacers. Like everyone is assuming it must happen quickly. I mean, look, fine, they beat a depleted Bucks, right? They beat a depleted New York Knicks. But one thing I saw from, and especially in Game 7 of Game 7 of the Knicks game, they are very efficient when it comes to shooting. In the paint, the three ball, they're a very efficient team. So if you catch them on a bad day for you guys, and that's what almost happened in Game 1. I think just very bad game management by Rick Carlisle in the last 10 seconds. But it was very easy to let it go. And I think the Pacers they're young, we're writing them off. So I don't see it as a very quick gentleman's sweep. Probably 6 games if it's the Celtics. I'd love to see a 7-game series actually with the Pacers.
Also, like James is right, because what the Pacers did to the Knicks, they just weren't missing, no misses. That's how they just butchered them, and they almost did that to Celtics as well.
Yeah, and it's the whole team. It's not one player not missing. It's like the whole team doesn't miss, bro.
Yeah. And let's be fair, guys. That team is not bad at all, especially their bench, bro. Like TJ McConnell, bro. Man, like I don't know where they got homie, but he is solid.
He's playing for a contract.
Yeah, but he gets disrespected because he's a white boy in the NBA, So niggas don't fear him, but he balls, bro. He balls because you don't expect it, Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Because even his footwork, bro, like he's a very crafty player, bro. Like he really is. Yeah. I'm impressed. Let's be honest. Even this season's postseason, it's the bench players and role players that are actually coming up. Even when you look at the Timberwolves with what's this guy's name, the 6th man of the year, I forgot his name.
Naz Reid.
Yeah, Naz Reid. I mean, there's so many guys who are coming off the bench who are, playing out of their socks this season, bruh. And it's essentially because I was even watching the LeBron and JJ Redick podcast, and LeBron was just speaking about how role players are turning up this season. Like he's just amazed at how even Derek White for the Celtics, bro, all of a sudden Mans is consistently dropping 20 points on a regular basis. But I also do believe with the Celtics, Jrue Holiday was very immense in Game 1. I thought he had a very, very, very solid Game 1. He gave Tyrese Haliburton a tough time to a point where Tyrese had to switch to Dylan White. But like he was immense. He was shooting the ball very well. And I also do believe that he's the one who has actually done it before. And I wouldn't even be surprised if it's him who actually leads us to the promised land. I don't think JT will be the one who will, lead us to the promised land. We'll be surprised if it's even Dylan White. You'd be surprised Dylan White being the finals, MVP because of how consistent.
That will be, bruh. I think JT will. It will be a dent on his legacy, dog. If Derek White is out here getting finals MVP while you are first team All NBA, come on, bro. Like, come on. Look what it did. Look what it did to Steph Curry, bro. When Iguodala won MVP, bro, he had no love, no respect until he got his one about 2 seasons back. So I don't know, man. Like, bro, I think JT's legacy is on the line, and you cannot let Derek White win it, bro. It's just not going to be a good look for you, man.
Yeah. No, indeed, Jez, indeed. I fully agree with you, Jimmy. Like, but I just predict that. I do predict that it's gonna be someone who we least expect who turns up, and it's someone who's gonna shock us a lot, and then we'll all, of course, look at JT as, and of course. He's also another one who's drew a Supermax deal. I mean, him making All NBA is a good thing for him. But, for us, from a salary cap standpoint, it's going to be tricky because having to retain him and retaining the rest of the core. Because for me, the Celtics, the reason why we are in the position we are in is because of our core. I do think we just have solid pieces. We have players, and the gap between our players is not even significant, especially our starting five. We really have a good starting five, and I don't foresee us keeping both Jaylen Brown as well as JT. I'm leaning towards keeping Brown. I know it's very controversial. I've been very, very vocal about that. I'd rather keep Jaylen Brown than keep JT personally. I don't know if you guys maybe agree with me on that, James.
Look, Jaylen Brown. Okay, before I answer a question, in the NBA, when there's players in the team that are eligible for Supermax, do they increase the cap space for that team? Because it doesn't make sense that there's new NBA money, players are able to earn more money, but the cap space remains the same, because it just means that if you have Jaylen Brown and JT getting this $300 million or $350 million, and the cap space remains the same, I mean, who else? Who you going to have on your bench? There's basically nobody you can have on your bench. So I'm not sure about that the answer to that question. But if I had to pick one, I think you need both. If you just have JB on his own at the Celtics, he can't lead nobody. JB can't lead a team on his own. I just don't see how. He's not a franchise player. He's like a Robin. He's like your Scottie Pippen. I don't see JB leading a team to the promised land on his own. It's just a bad. I don't know. It's just a bad recipe, for many more another decade of Celtics mediocrity. So honestly, I don't see JB on his own. JT, I mean, these boys have had like what 5 conference finals, 1 NBA in the past 7 years, and nothing. I'm not seeing anything special. So. And if they don't win this year, because I feel the Denver Nuggets, honestly, is the best team in the NBA. They're not there. It's there for the taking for him this year. If they don't win it this year, then I don't know, man. I don't see those boys doing much. And my honest answer to you is you need both players, but it's going to hurt the Celtics in the long run in terms of cap space.
Benamenzi?
I don't know. I'm a bit indifferent, man. But Jaylen Brown to me seems more replaceable than Jason Tatum. So I'd maybe trade Jaylen Brown.
Damn. For me, it's just that game one. What I saw from JT, man, it didn't sit well with me, seeing him miss open threes in the clutch, and then when it was Jaylen Brown's turn to shoot, he got it in when it mattered. So for me, I look at players who deliver when they have to. That's just how I view it, bro. But yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Or maybe if we let go of Al Horford, maybe him retiring, because I mean he's on his final year. He's on like 28 bar. Maybe if he
that's a waste. That's a waste of money, man. There's much better players, much better options for 28M.
Yeah, but the thing is that take away that 28M from Al and then give it to Tatum, essentially. Maybe that's how we can keep him. I don't know, man.
Yeah, it makes sense if you take the 28 and you give it to another player, but you're taking that away, a big piece of your team, to give it to JT, who's not going to give you any. I don't see his ceiling going any higher than what we're seeing right now. That's my honest opinion about JT. I think what we're seeing now is JT in his prime, and it's quite scary because his prime hasn't been memorable,
Yeah.
But this is his prime, So you're taking a big piece to give it to JT, will give you the same productivity. I don't see Jaylen Brown doing anything much better, So it's a bit of a tricky thing. I'm not a fan, and I know X, you've been calling me a hater for this, but I'm not a fan of the Supermax money. Apparently in the near future, you could find players getting $1 billion deals, which will probably be like Victor Wembanyama one day, But I just don't like this because, I mean, when I think of Supermax players, how many Supermax players are there in the league out of interest? And where are they? Are they shaking up the league in any way? The one true Supermax player that I can think of in the league is Jokic. That is money well spent. Anyone else, I just feel, man, You see LaMelo Ball, he got his Supermax and he's
Yeah.
tattooing his back and shit and buying cars, riding cars over kids, breaking their legs.
Ish.
It's not about basketball anymore, man. It's just too much money being thrown at these basketball players, and it just drains and washes out, the quality that you
Yeah.
can get from these players,
Yeah. And of course, speaking of extensions, I mean, even with Shea right now, bro, he's eligible for a lot of money, bro. A lot of money, 296 million, 4-year deal
Is
is
he really
a
worth it?
lot.
Like, he's a good player, but is he really worth that money?
Good talk. What do you
Yeah.
mean? He's
I,
worth it, bro. I
I
think he's
think,
worth
Do
it.
you, do you guys think? Okay, my feelings of a supermax is, if I give you the supermax, we gotta be hitting conference finals, NBA finals, at least between a 3 to 5 year span. Do you
mm,
think every team is gonna get better next season, right? Do you
yeah,
think that OKC have what it takes to make it to the NBA finals?
They do.
I think they do as well. I
Next
Yeah,
really do
year,
think they do.
next year.
I,
possible. I think
it
so.
is part. It's more probable though, James, bro. If you think
With
about
Josh Giddey. With Josh Giddey.
it.
Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way with Josh Giddey, dog.
Yes. Okay, but let me share another one. Um, how about Luca? I know I shared this with you, Jimmy,
Luca
and
is worth
yeah,
supermax. He's worth the
yeah,
supermax. That boy, I think he's in like what, season number 6, and it's his
yeah,
first team All NBA in 6 seasons. There's a
dude.
there's a there's a stat that showed, I think Shaq has like 2 first team All NBA. Steph has like
Yeah,
4.
4. Yeah.
Um, the fact, and
Paul
I
Uh,
George
think
as well.
Jokic is on 4. The fact that in
Yeah,
6 seasons, I think only LeBron. I mean, LeBron should have been on like 16. Like, let's be honest, bro. But he's on like 13. And I think he will probably match. But I can't. My thing is with Luca. I think there's a photo of I saw an image this morning of, why is it that Kyrie
yeah.
did not want to play second fiddle to LeBron, but he's very happy to play second fiddle to Luca. And there's like a side by side photo of LeBron and Kyrie and Luca. And you just look at the conditioning of LeBron and Luca.
Mm.
My gosh, LeBron is
Like,
conditioned like crazy, bro. Like, his body was built for 20 seasons in the NBA. So with
yeah,
Luca, my fear with it is his weight will catch up with him very
damn.
soon. So I don't know whether he can do 20 years in the NBA unless he goes on some crazy regiment where he's toned and he's conditioned. But even now,
Mm.
dude, like we in June, basically June of the NBA, and he looks overweight. Like, for me, that's why I see it. And you see, like, in the next 3 to 4 years. So this is my hot take of the day. In
Yeah,
4 years' time, Luca won't be the same player. That's my take.
damn.
But right now, he's with the money. But in 4 years' time, looking at his body and his conditioning, I don't know, man. That
Yo,
is gonna be a very heavy, what is it, $78 million in his 5th year
mm,
of his supermax. It's gonna be a painful 78 million because his body will give out. That's my hot take of looking at Luca.
damn. Yo, that's a fair point, James. Because I mean, it, it's all about conditioning your body. If you wanna develop longevity in any sport, I mean, even with CR7, we've seen over
Yeah,
the years the guy has, ensured that he sheds a bit of weight, in order for
yeah,
him to prolong his prime, and then he
yeah.
he essentially did do so. So yeah, I kind of get where you're coming from, bro. And of course, you've mentioned, I think, players that have like there are quite a few players that have not reached 5 All NBA first team appearances. So you did say Steph did it 4 times, right?
Yeah,
And you are
Steph
right.
4, Jokic is on
I
4.
think I'm looking at a list here. Nikola Jokic has 4 as well.
Kobe was on
Dirk,
11, I think. Oh,
oh,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's gang. And then Dirk Nowitzki also has 4. Chris Paul has 4. Bo Russell has 3. Russell Westbrook has 2. Kawhi has 3. and Allen Iverson has 3 as well. So yeah, and Dwayne Wade only has 2 appearances in the All
Yes, I
NBA.
think it was there was MJ, LeBron, and Kobe, like
Yeah,
with a lot, you know.
yeah,
I think Kobe was 11. How many did MJ have? Like also like what 10?
yeah, yeah. No. MJ. I just didn't check his stats, but I know it's double figures with
Yeah.
MJ. Yeah.
LeBron is on
So yeah,
13, Kobe 11, MJ is on 10, and the next one is Luca at 5, which is crazy.
yeah, it is. It is. It just shows you how tough it is to make that team, bro. It really is. It takes a lot for one to get there, and it's incredible that LeBron has made it again to all NBA status. Let me just quickly share my screen again. I have the teams here. I just want us to have a bit of a conversation as to whether we agree or not. I'll start off with just quickly check this. Just quickly share. Apologies for the inconvenience caused on my end. But yeah, we'll start off with the All NBA defensive team. Do you think this team is fair? Jimmy Plus, when you're a person who you value defense a lot,
Yeah, so I
Can you,
think I'm
can you see, or
glad.
should I zoom in?
Yeah, you can just zoom in. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
My only contention here is Herb Jones. Is it really a top 5 defensive player in Herb Jones? That's my only contention. But I think that the other 4, I mean, yeah. That's the one thing that I found very interesting was the first team All NBA are your 4s and 5s, whereas
Yeah.
your second team are all your guards. I found that to be quite interesting. I don't think I've ever seen it play out like that, before. But yeah, I mean, in terms of that, but I mean, one of the things that I didn't agree on was on Rudy Gobert winning the Defensive Player of the Year. Gobert didn't play against. There was a game where he didn't play the Nuggets, and they were just fine. So the whole thing, the whole reason why he won is because they were in the best defensive system in the league. The number 1 defensive rating team in the NBA. But I think they're all a bunch of like very good defensive players that you find at Minnesota. So I can't say it was all on Rudy for him to actually win that. If you look at on a blow by blow, step by step, Rudy, I mean, Wemby versus Rudy. Wemby, I mean, on every category, basically, Wemby was better. AD versus Rudy, on every category, AD was better. So I don't know how that was played out. I was very much not in agreement, but I would have loved to see Victor Wembanyama win Defensive Player of the Year and Rookie of the Year. I don't think has that been done before in the NBA.
Nah, he's actually the first rookie to make all defensive, first team.
Yeah.
He's the first rookie ever to achieve that feat. And he is, for me, the best defender out of everyone here, bro. We've seen
I think he was
how teams, and we've also seen how teams tend to, pass the ball out of the paint whenever Wemby is there, because they know this guy is a problem. He's gonna block you, and he blocks everyone. That's another thing. Doesn't matter who you are. Giannis, block. LBJ, block. Jokic, block. Yeah, is that phenomenal? Yeah, and then Minty, man. Sorry?
The only reason Wemby didn't get defensive players because he's a rookie. Like it's almost they're basically like sunning him. It's just like, nah, you can't get. It's almost like being in grade 8 and running full colors, but you can't get the blazer type thing.
Yeah.
They're just telling him you're still small, you're still new, but they knew they should have given it to him. And I think they were probably gonna snub him of all defense too, but he was just too undeniable. You couldn't deny. The numbers just don't lie. They had to put him on there. They probably were like very reluctant because they don't like giving rookies big accolades, because it's rare, but they just couldn't deny him for all defense, bro. The guy was just on fire.
I know, 100%, bro. I mean,
when I look at the game last night with the Nuggets, I mean the Mavs and Timberwolves, you know, they were feasting in the paint. And I'm like, where's Rudy Gobert? You know, where is Rudy, the defensive player of the year? You know, when teams have no fear to an uncontested dunks all night, Luka running the paint. I'm like, where is this defensive player of the year that I didn't see?
Yeah.
Now, take Gobert away yesterday and put Wembanyama in a game. It's a whole different ballgame. Different ballgame. So I think for me, yeah, I think it was a pity trophy for you, man.
No, it really was. It really was. Let's look at all NBA. We'll start off with the third team. This is the whole
Daylight robbery over there. Daylight robbery.
Yeah.
What did Kawhi do better than LeBron?
Who?
Kawhi.
Sorry? Yeah.
Kawhi. What did he do better than LeBron? LeBron should have been second team All NBA in place of Kawhi. I just don't get it. I don't get it.
100%. And I mean, I also don't get how Booker made it personally. You know, for me, okay, is it because he dropped the 65 or how much did he drop? You know, there's a game where he scored plus 60 and he lost. Of course, they lost the game, but maybe that's the game. Maybe they were considering, you know. But when we look at the season as from a holistic view, Booker, I don't think Booker deserves to be on the list personally, man.
Yeah, something that I found interesting was of the 15 players All NBA, 11 Western Conference players and 4 Eastern Conference players. It just speaks volume in terms of the vast differences and ability of players in the two different conferences.
No, indeed. And then second team, Menzi, are you in agreement with this? I know Kawhi. Yeah.
Kawhi was second. I get it because I was gonna say maybe our Ants would be first, but he kind of picked up towards the end.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's cool. This is Kevin Durant. I don't know. Did he have a good season? I didn't really see much of him.
Yeah. No, he was up there in scoring. You know, it's just his team, bro.
Do you guys think Kevin Durant will ever win another chip? Especially at the Phoenix, unless he has to bounce again and chase another title with another team.
He's never winning another chip.
Yeah,
I've never seen a guy hated more for winning a championship and disrespected as much as Kevin Durant, bro.
Yeah, you know, for me, Jimmy, Durant reminds me of Kobe before he won with Gasol. Remember how people are like, Kobe can't win without Shaq. He can't win without Shaq. That was haunting him. That's why when he won his 4th chip, I remember I watched that playoff series in 2009. Yes, homie was emotional, bro, because he knew that my legacy is now set. You know, these guys can never ever say I can't do it without Shaq. You know, so even with KD.
But Kevin is not a leader. He's mentally weak. Like, he's not a leader. He's only, every time he's put in a leadership position, he collapses. He just doesn't know how to lead a team, bro. He's more of like a mercenary, bro. But they must never give him a team to lead. That's why he won with Golden State, because he wasn't leading that team. So every time he gets put in a position to lead a team, everything goes to shit. So he must just not even try. Did it now with Phoenix, didn't work. So he must just go be a mercenary somewhere and get his chips, because he's not getting a chip leading a team.
Hey, sir. Damn, Minty. Those are those words, man. Hey. But yeah, I do get you, Fab, because he has been quite passive, bro. Ever since he's left GSW, he has, you know. But yeah, NBA first team, bruh. It's I know, Jimmy, you question JT's him being here, you know, but from a regular season standpoint, bro, I mean, Celtics #1 record, I think that also plays a huge role in how these guys get into these teams, bro. But yeah, man.
But you see how sour they were saying, how is it that we the #1 team I think they had the #1 team, they had the best record in the league. Yet they had basically no awards. You know, if you look at all the all the
Yeah,
winners, all the categories. He's basically like the only position that they have. JT making first team All NBA. Besides that, they don't feature anyway, which is quite surprising. If I have to mention that out, but yeah, I mean, looking at this, I think it's been the same 5 players essentially for the past 2 years. Has it changed over the past 2 years? But I would honestly, I would have actually, real talk, I would have put Anthony Edwards instead of your boy JT.
Oh yeah, if it wasn't based on positions, right? Because it seems like this one it's based on positions.
I mean, you can put Edwards at the 3.
Mm.
And
Yes.
he'll be better than JT.
Or even Luca at the 3, because he's got the size. I mean, 6'7" is
I mean, he
small
plays.
for-
He's basically the point guard, so which I don't think Anthony Edwards is a point guard, and JT's not a point guard, So I think player for player, pound for pound, I would have put Anthony Edwards versus JT, and I would have given it to JT. In my opinion, just go back to all defensive team second player, second.
Second him. Let me just quickly go back there. Here it is. Here.
Where is he at? They've put him at the second team All NBA.
All NBA. Sorry. Here it is. Yeah, he's here with.
They've put him as a shooting guard. Easier shooting guard.
He's both essentially. I think he can play both positions.
Yeah. Okay. I guess on a positional basis, if you compare Anthony Edwards versus Shai, and Luka was quite a tough one, so probably it makes sense why he's in the second team. But I would have put him side for side, pound for pound against JT in that first team. Yeah.
No. Fair point, bro. Fair point. Do you think they should just change it up where they don't base it on positions anymore, but rather?
Yeah.
I think I also agree with that. It makes it even more. It makes it even more tougher. It's not based on any position. You can have 5 guards as first team. Both depend. Yeah.
Which reminds me of Jokic last season, who he was in the second team All NBA, but that's because it was, do you pick Embiid versus Jokic, and one of them had to be second team. It doesn't make sense because they were the top 2 players in the league, but you have one playing in the second team All NBA, which is actually, it's not fair. Actually, it's not fair. You're the second best player, but you play the same position, and I have to submit and be a second team player.
No. Fair point, Jimmy. Fair point. And just final topic, before we close off. So let me just quickly share my screen again. One last time. And then we'll close it at that. So of course, Jalen Rose, I was on social media and I came across this tweet, dear US born basketball players, put in that work tirelessly and show discipline. Otherwise, NBA jobs are becoming extinct. I'll start off with you, Menzi, because you did send me a relatively long text, but I was like, let's save the energy for the podcast. What's your take on this comment, mate?
If he's referring to if he's basically passively making a slight at foreign players taking over, then obviously this is a dumbass comment. But I don't know. I think Jalen needs to kind of. I don't think he understands the definition of extinct, because I'm not sure what he's trying to say here. Because I'm assuming he's saying that foreign players are taking over, almost like the league is becoming very international. So yeah, for me, this is and I was even saying to you on the text, it even feels like xenophobic. Like it just feels like some conservative xenophobic comment about something. So yeah, me personally, I think it's a weird comment. And if he's referring to foreign players and their impact on the sport, I think it's a weird comment.
Yeah. You, Jimmy,
So for me, I hear what Menzi is saying in terms of, Americans and, just xenophobia and whatnot. But if I put emotions aside and I look at this, just they need to work tirelessly and show discipline. I'm guessing, and he's making reference to US-born players, right? So basically, then if you're not US-born, then you are probably a foreign player or European-based player. If you look at the European-based players in the league, you know, your Giannis, your Lucas, your Jokic, anyone who comes into the league, right? They ball hard, right? They play hard. They play for their families. They play for their countries. You know, they take playing basketball very seriously. You know, you don't see them tatted up. You don't see them buying flashy cars. You don't see them doing stupid shit, having guns. You know, whereas what I see with this is US-born players. They don't work as hard as the European players are, and they're not very disciplined. You know, Anthony Edwards, he's the star of the NBA, but his private life is very ill-disciplined. You know, let's look at Zion. Let's look at Ja Morant. You know, let's just look at the NBA players who are next up. Despite JT, which is a good thing for him, he seems to show a little bit more composure. He's got investment. You know, there's just something about US-born players and working tirelessly and showing discipline that's just not there. And I think the league is moving towards having these foreign-based players as the face of the league because they have that attitude, man, of being that guy, as opposed to the US-born players. You know, so I think for him, if I must read it in my own way, is that, you know, this league that is ours, that is American, is being taken over by Europeans in terms of the face of the league because they work hard and they're disciplined. These black NBA players just want to have only fan baddies, turn up, get tatted, and just not focus in a few years down the line. I mean, as much as you guys will say I'm a bronsexual, but there will never be another LeBron who's focused about bowling, about being great, you know. And honestly, I see JT as that guy who's trying to be great. There's Anthony Edwards, but I feel like there's too much street in him, man. There's too much hood in him, you know. The only thing that he has done though is he's about ball, but his private life, I'm not too sure. When he rocks up to NBA games, he's like, he's got like what? Nothing. Look at who's this Jared Vanderbilt from the Lakers, man. Crazy outfits. Their mind's on there. It's a fashion show for them. There's guys who are just there to ball, you know. And I think for me, that's how I'm seeing his interpretation of this particular text. Whereas the top 3-4 guys in the league are all foreign-based players, essentially. You know, you check JT away. There's SGA, Canadian. There's Luka. What is he? Is he Croatian?
Slovenian. No,
Slovenian. Jokic is Serbian. Embiid is okay, but now he's American, but he's not really American. Giannis was Greek. So actually, 5 players. If you have to put Embiid in there because he didn't meet that 65-game quota, the top 5 players for me in the league actually are not American.
Yeah.
That's
true. And I mean, even when you look at Wembanyama, bro, like, you know, he's foreign, bro. You know, I was looking at this other list where I was looking at the top 10. Yeah, they're showing the top 10 best bigs in the league. 7 of the top 10 bigs are foreign. You know, it's only Anthony Davis and I forgot who else. You know,
Jared Jackson.
Jared Jackson, and I think Bam was the last person.
Yeah,
you know, just so you are right, Jimmy. From a work ethic standpoint, the foreign guys they see it as a privilege. You know what I mean? And so they work hard and tirelessly. You even see it in interviews whenever they get interviewed. It's strictly about ball and nothing about
business.
And nothing else.
Business,
and then and as well, it also sorry, Bint.
Yeah, I'm saying that's fine, I know, but this is still very melodramatic of Jalen Rose, because, and also why tweet this? Also, again, why tweet this? He's making it seem like these are like foreign, like illegal immigrants stealing their job. Like why? Like the crux of this tweet. Why tweet this? Like this and say NBA jobs are becoming extinct. Like why even say this? You know what I'm saying?
Like the extinct book is a bit dramatic, as you say.
Yeah, it is. It is. I see what he was trying to do.
they're making the sport better. They're making it more international. Probably more money because of it, because of that. Why this? What makes you want to say this? That's just my thing.
Yeah. No, indeed. I completely agree with both your points, guys. I was also a bit, especially the extinct part. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But I mean, I guess the league is becoming more and more international. I mean, we see it with the Barclays Premier League. The best players in England as well are foreign players. It is what it is, bro. I mean, if you're gonna open up to the rest of the world, I mean, the US is not the rest of the world. There's a larger population outside of the United States, and essentially that's where I think Adam Silver is trying to take the game. He's trying to make it an international game, So yeah, man. Hey, Jalen, is what it is. I just wanted to hear your guys' opinion. But yeah. I don't know what you guys have in closing, because I think this is pretty much the last topic on my plate. Do you perhaps have anything that you want to add, gents, before we call it?
My hot take is and I didn't give an answer on that earlier on, but my hot take is the Pacers will probably win it in 7.
Oh, it's the Celtics.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fair enough, Jimmy.
Pacers in 7. Yeah, that's me in closing. That's me in closing. I'll come back on the show when they do that.
No stress. And then you, Benzi, do you have any hot takes on your plate?
Nah.
Cool. I say Celtics in 5, personally. That's what I'm gonna say. Celtics in 5, and Celtics to win it all. That's pretty much my take. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for availing yourself. Much appreciated. Guys, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. Help a brother out. This is Easy Sport, and we out. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.